Well, hello there, Joy to the World friends and family. I am Joy, and I'm here to bring you your reading for this coming up week, November 8th through the 14th. Now, anytime I think about it, I keep wanting to say November 8th through December 14th. So for some of you, it's a longer outplay of the energies going on straight to where just about the time Saturn moves into Aquarius, and wouldn't you know, Big Papa's here. If you hadn't met him, this is Big Papa, Big Daddy Saturn flying on through the zodiac for us, wanting to reveal some wisdom. And I think he's going to talk this week. Whether he talks in this reading or not, I do not know, but stop back by to check out the other signs as we come on through, or our Magic Mondays or Freaky Fridays. They are all timeless reads, except for these. These I've started to do specifically for the upcoming week to help you gather up some energetic zhush and zoom and those type of things to fuel into your body to be prepared, like a little extra charge, okay? So I will tell you that they were talking about bringing in the bounty, okay? And it seems to look a little bit like this. I don't know if y'all know, but I am an artist. At some point when I open up my website, I will probably offer these as personal and private reads that you can purchase for yourself and color in and tune into. Their energetic sessions that help level you up and open up and synergize the mind, body, and soul with your tuning into the Aya God of your chart. So enough of that. That might be why this is coming in being stated here, friends, okay? Is because, remember me telling you I had these decks that I ordered. It's this one, okay? They, I don't know, 6 weeks or so. It was between a month and 8 weeks that they would get here. And so they came a little bit early, coming in on the 6th. But look at this. This is about you opening the door to your new self and closing it on the old. You're ready to discover the new you and to leave the rest behind. That old baggage, the fluff and buff, what is it? Fluffing it up, kind of like cotton candy, you know, sweet to the mouth, but boy, it makes your head spin, that type of thing. And you're like, it's just too much. Oh God, that's okay. That's so funny. So, for a good part of my life, I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you I'm 46. So for a good part of my life, all these past generations is I'm too much. I'm too colorful. I'm too bright, too cheerful, too real, too whatever, too. But let me tell you, I could never walk away from my truth or who I really am, nor do I think you can either. But there is a little bit of sorrow in leaving certain parts of this behind because it's all you've known. If you look closely, there's a shadow self still left in there. It's a veil of a self, a little remnant, a little bit left behind. But for you, honestly, on your insides to your soul, that was too much. It was too much of a burden to bear and too much to have your mind have to flicker and have the veil over it. Ooh, whose reading talked about that this past week? Two of them, I think, were talking about having the veil over your sun, and that made it difficult to see, so therefore you had to perceive, and that created some of the projections. Talking about some of you, it was aligning your sun and your moon, that when they line up, you'll see properly, and you'll see and be seen, know and be known, love and be loved. That whole graduating into the full spectrum of life, no longer having to school and learn and lesson and try and strive and that type of thing. But for some of you, it's simply a veil in the way. Can you imagine? One sheer little mindset, one little adaptation. It was just too much. Anything more than you and your full you-ness in your I amness is too much. One iota less is too little. They want you fully in the center of who you are, fully in the center of your being, 100%. Let me check my volume, y'all. I don't even know what this new learning curve, it shut it off. So here we go again, picking up from there. Being able to be in your full self is your provision. It is your protection. It is your pleasure and your bounty and all that you are, because you divined yourself with God. You divined yourself with the cosmos on the other side when you saw the purpose of what you wanted to come and your calling of what you were coming for, what you chose, right? And you're like, I want that. I'll do that. I'll take that. And then you thought to yourself, and your divine, wonderful self is like, okay, well then I need to go through some of these experiences. I need to do without a few things that I need over here so that I'll become stronger. I'll go through a couple of fires, you know, so that I get burned to make the soil richer. Like trees that have been through a fire, that compressing and that contraction actually helps them grow better later on. It's taken a little step back to be able to be launched and thrust forward. Oh, okay. Now Big Papa, he's like, bing, 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 Joy. That's what I want. I knew he was wanting to show up for wormholes and shortcuts and things like that. Not shortchanged. Ever, never. I am a Saturnian girl. I'm a Capricorn sun, okay? And so to me, you want the full reward and the full measure, not some layer that you're like, oh, I wish I had. No, regret sucks. And he's like, I'm around the same page with you, Joy. Look, I'm reiterating that right here. And he said, it's turning me on. It's turning me on to lead you forward into this connection with yourself, to take you into that wormhole and that going forward and that leading back to the circuit. Completing the circuit. Okay, y'all. So anyways, I have this little button that I start the camera with. Hadn't remembered to turn it off with it yet either, but hey, there's room for me. But when I went to go get it, this deck was there, and I was like, really, y'all? Now, I know that's where Big Papa comes from, but this sucker's sitting at the bottom. And so there's a little bit of foreshadow, forewarning of needing to close up this cycle. Now, to me, when I got attacked, it was January 27th of this year, 2020. And still am dealing with the hospital about that issue, about everything else going on with it. But he's talking about it's time to wrap it up. And here I see his mouth is starting to flap like he's like, rah, making a bunch of noise, whining and crying. Ooh. So he says, stop your whining and crying and get it done. Okay. Boy, shameless on camera. That might be for some of you too. I don't know. Because I'll tell you, I wanted to jump into this read earlier, but apparently they wanted to bequeath me the title first. So I went to sit outside to walk through this new deck to really take time to get intimate with it because they were ready to bring it in for these reads. And there was just this weeping that kind of like stung my heart. It wasn't as full and rich and deep as I think it probably used to be for you, whoever this is for, okay? But it did come in and it kind of just swirled and lingered around for a little bit. Maybe some of that is your veil. Look at that. Some of that is your veil. Ooh, okay. So why you having me shuffle on camera? I don't know. I keep these babies clean. Not just wrapping up the long and winding road. Okay. I see you there on top. Talking about 4, hang on. 4 is the number of order. So let me get this aside. Why is it going like this? So it's changing things around. The progressive order is you're down on a low road and you're going to go out and come up to the high road. And then you'll get the full expression of what is going on. It's amazing. We're starting with number 1, the ancient ones. Time to tune in to where you come from, to what it does afford you. Like what they were having us talk about at the beginning, that our eye of God, our chart, that we divined ourselves, that we knew. So no more, he's trying to wrap up all the situations, incidents, spoken words, stuff that vibrated us, said things and moved around our plasma, whatever, and the old ways, the old days. Because they were talking to me earlier about 2020 was time for us to adjust and to deal with really cleaning out the old, really wrapping up the old to be able to go into the new beginning of 2021. Not the new beginning of 2021, the new beginning, which begins with 2021. And that's unique because that's when we're lining into this 200 years of air coming in. This isn't air like we think, you know, empty promises, a bunch of flapping of the lips, you know, just wasteful talking, squanderous energy, that type of thing. No, it is the leveling energy. It has to do with plasma, that type of air, the cosmotic air, the stuff that comes from beyond, but actually lives right around us in this gestational space that we are in, that what we speak and even what we think is what we will see. That's why it's important to be aware of where you're getting your information from, whether it's noise around your mind that you think are your own thoughts. Listen closely. Is it coming from outside of your ear or inside of your ear? Begin there, friend. Okay, so with the ancient ones, they're wanting to look within the orb of the pupil, the black spot, the dot, the place where it refracts and it turns back. Okay, He wants you to take a good look at yourself. That's what Big Papa's saying. Take a good look at yourself. Not through the eye scope, the lens of another, the lens of the world, the lens of your expectations and what you perceive, your earth ones, right? Because we bumped our head when we landed here and we forgot all that great divination that we did of like, oh, I know what God do, how we're going to do. We lost that bit of a cheerful, energetic attitude towards it, right? So we can get bogged, we can get slothed, we can get slowed down. Some of us, I saw veils of entrapment coming in of empty vain promises, those type of things. Okay, so let's just keep going. So they're wanting us to progress, to return, to go to that back image, to go to that lens, that plate, that film where that image was deposited. Because if you're as old as me, we start with film, baby. We didn't start with digital. So maybe some of us had to clean our film. Maybe some of us had to clean the memory banks on our phone. But you know what I'm saying. So there we go. In comes 63, the wind. And that's choosing to be satisfied with this completing. Choosing to be satisfied that some things are going to seem unresolved, inconclusive. Like those cases that they have sit around in 20 to 30 years and they don't really know what happened. He said, get okay with not knowing. Understand that you don't understand. He's trying to bequeath us freedom, to give us freedom. I love it because he keeps saying bequeath, and I'm like, oh, that's what you do in your will. Oh, and Saturn is the will, isn't he? He's like, give me some sugar, Big Papa. Okay, and then you can see your eye will be cleansed to look forward into the future. Just go ahead and clean off. He doesn't say count it as a loss, because one of the readings they said last week was about he gathers everything up that we miss. Has been saving it to gift us. It's like a collective gifting that's going to come. Almost like they're showing me at the back, at the beginning, at the start of this new year, when we go through this vault, this change, this transformation, that will bypass the volatility. I'll take it, yes. Bypass the volatility. Now, it's a pressure button. You're going to feel a little pressured, a little unnerved, because you're like, this isn't natural, this isn't right. I want to know, I want to know, I want to get there, I want to see it, I want to understand. But trust your gut. Trust this feeling around, like the collarbones around your throat and your shoulders. Trust that, feel that. Trust that and feel that. And then pull it down to your belly and see where you're at, okay? They talking all mysterious again and stuff. And I'm like, oh, sure. This is like that blue moon reading. If you want to open up some mystery, which allows his energy to work for you, to trust life to begin to work in, for, and through you and around you. Trust your spirit, your divine soul to know. There ain't no voodoo and stuff. I'm not working any of my opinions up here on you guys. This is purely for you and your spirit and your guides. And what you divined before you got here, okay? That's my agreement. So it brings in the return of your energy. Ooh, Remember we talked about that like children, okay? It's the child. It takes a lot to knock them down, okay? Like in their soul, in their gut, in their belly. It takes a lot because they get back up and their mind reinvents and their mind overturns and their mind wakes fresh and new again, because it knows so much more of the realm of possibility, because their brain isn't all full, right, of these preconceived notions and ideas, these old outlying energies that moved around the earth. It's like generational energies, okay? And that doesn't mean Gen X and, you know, New Agers. No. It really has to do with all the people alive, vibrating on the planet at a time. There's collective data coming up that really just sparks out. If your amnios isn't whole, sorry, y'all, they're pointing back to this. If your amnios isn't whole, it's going to infiltrate the way you see and the way you perceive, and that's going to alter what you're able to obtain. Wisdom, knowledge, opportunities, connections, that type of thing. It's way more than just money here. Okay, so you've come to move alongside yourself with the ancient ones you've chosen. So I see you've chosen yes. And it's going to take a cycle or two of the moon. It's going to come down and move around. Okay, so how's that going to go? Transferring into the new year. All right, so this is to carry you on through a bit, but it's dealing with Mercury and Venus. Communication, love communication coming into you, coming into your mind's eye. Cleansing out like the calcification, cleansing out. They talk about tartar on your brain. Who got tartar on their brain? You got tartar? We need some toothbrush up in there. Clean that sucker out. And they're like, he said, I will do it in the name of love. The name of love, I'll begin to inundate you with love. And for many of you, that's going to take mind's eye, eyes closed, going to sleep, laying down, tuning out, turning off. We're always talked about tapped in, turned in, tuned in, turned out. No, tuning out, turning off. Turning off the din, the noise, the airwaves of what's been going on and what is spinning around, because that is, as they're saying, incredibly volatile. Okay, and it'll just keep going, because wherever you go, there you are. If you go forward in that, it goes with you. And he's saying each time you go and you tune out and you turn off and you calm down, you get in that quiet space or sleeping space, whatever it is, you know, entering a state of a hibernation, because I know Big Bear was coming in with Big Papa to talk. The Big Dipper was talking about that great exchange going on, and that will begin to allow what is in you to rise up, what is in you to return, because it won't be crowded. The space will be clear, and love is light. Love rises. Love rises. He does have something to say, so I'm going to go sideways. Let's get a color card on Big Papa. So Big Papa, tell us about this love rising. You got your hand on the door to this gateway. You got your hand on it to go on through, to make the full connect. So you're trying to figure out how to get the key into the socket, is what you're talking about here. We'll establish boundaries. Talk about the key in the socket. Knowing who you are and what you're here for. That's for sure. He's definitely saying that's what it rises up from. We are made of the earth, okay? We come from heaven. We're made of the earth. We rise up from here. Know yourself and what you're here for. So it's important to know yourself. Okay, because that divine eye, the chart he's coming through is the heaven part, what you're here for, right? You already decide that, but he says the discovering, dis means to the uncovering of it will occur when you know who you are. Okay, that's the key fitting in the socket. Ooh, I like that. And it brings in this energy. These energies are prevalent. If you look at his wings, do you see his wings going on over here? You see these colors going on? Okay, we've got this. This is floating all around him in the visions of the future. And this is in his wings. He's talking about the great polarization, but not the polarization that separates, that creates the distance and the dissonance. He's talking about the one that creates contrast, that creates clarity, that formulates clarity. And he's talking about this is the center of delight. This is the city that grows under the shade of this beautiful tree of life, of the one of high sight, high living, the one who does spring up out of the earth, right? Because you know yourself, and as you know yourself, you grow yourself, and it just begins to come out of you because you're living in your sun, your solarness, the eye of God, of knowing thyself, right? And so that's where it brings in, it says, awaken your empathy and free yourself from pain. Pain without purpose is pointless. But he's saying, you're not going to understand. You're not going to understand. If you are insistent on holding your breath about that, it's not going to be there. He's talking about it's very much in this red, get ready, get ready, get ready. And answer, I am ready, right? Because your child came on down here with yourself, with your ancient ones going, okay, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do, Big Papa. Speak to us now, okay? So it's like, he's talking about divorcing yourself from your purpose. That's that old image. Because it was married to the old times, the old ways. We're more adaptable than we give ourselves credit for, even if we have ruts, routines, habits, yuck, all that kind of stuff, whatever it is, right? But when we start fresh and a new generation, new seed, even from the mother plant falling down to the ground, right? Here's this new city of love, this new city of delight coming on in here. Delight is light. That is air. That is plasma. That's the quality of what is coming in. They want us to separate from this volatility, from this destruction, leave that behind. And that takes construction. It takes a constructive mind, a mind that can go, okay, I get this construct. I get that you are watching over me. And they're giving us this wisdom to let go of those old ideas and mindsets. Why? Because there's something even older and greater. We will not lose ourselves. That is sometimes the fear of transforming our purpose. Like the butterfly, okay, they're talking about our purpose going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. You couldn't even understand. And that is a whole that's a whole freaking picture. Oh my God. Y'all, light does not penetrate flesh very quickly, okay? That is the whole freaking picture. That, look, okay, sorry, y'all, this is my art wall. That is a whole freaking picture. That is a communication, the fireflower, the love coming on in. Is they're like, dang, joy. Now you get the sweet nectar of life abounding. That is the caterpillars, the symbology of the earth, feeding on the 200 years of earth, of man making and bringing forth things, you know, in order for his ideas to support his ideas, and nothing against it, y'all. Creativity, manufacturing, whatever. I'm not even saying, I'm talking about energy, okay? The energy that's coursing through our veins, and it's converting over into this city of delight. Talk about an invisible passageway. I mean, it's almost like treehouse living. Oh my. Simplistic, free, fun, expressive, open, adaptive. He's saying brandished with newness. Brandished, you'll be seeing it. You be polished. You more than fine like wine. You shining like, I don't like a diamond. Are you shining like a diamond, baby? Shine, shine, shine. You're so fine. Okay. So I love it. He's talking about going from the pain body, that earth, that old energy where light has to slow down. Okay. And life gets snuffed out. It gets diminished. The more it tries to penetrate, it eventually reaches a dissipation point, okay? And that's the caterpillar, where you eat and you eat and you eat and you're hungry, 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 and then you're uncomfortable, 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 pop. Let's do it again. The cycles of life. That's like Life University, learning the lesson, stuck in the cycle, running the rat race, that type of thing. And Big Papa, your new self even, is fine here. Y'all shining diamond self coming on in going, I got better plans. I think I feel like changing my outfit. I feel like changing my skin, because I know I've been asking for an update, because I've had a fire in this brain for 18 years from all this air penetrating and coming fully in. That's why they crack my skull all over the place. They're like, Joy, let the light in, let the light in. I'm like, oh, this is so hard and painful. But I've been asking for that upgrade so that our body aligns with this new energy. And the neat thing is where, remember, wherever two on earth agree, it's done. So if y'all get in agreement with me, but I've been asking for it in my heart. And when I'm asking for me, it's also for the benefits of all as well, that you all get that energetic update as well as going into the butterfly, because my first name means butterfly or honeybee, depending on which language it's coming from. So Joy is my middle name, but it comes from my first name, and that opens up this new channel. See that liquidus? This is the picture of plasma. See, this is defined. It has, even though it's open and profuse and abundant and beautiful, and it has the Fibonacci and Metatron and all that kind of stuff. This is like Metatron meets Santa Fe. They coming out in here together, and see, this does have form, and it has fields, but it has adaptive energy flowing through it all the time. It is creative. It is alive. You imagine your energy and you being alive and creative, fully tapped in and connected to that. And he is like looking at you. Man or woman, whoever's tuning in here, friend, family, subscribing. Now, if you haven't subscribed, click that button down below, baby. It is free as always. And ring the bell. They'll notify you anytime I post new videos. Videos like these. Videos to bring, I see, and restore. Hold on. Look at that. The magic and the wonder. This is the gift that he's giving to us. This is a piece of himself. That is one particle of Saturn's dust. Well, you know the rings around Saturn? So he was talking to me about, so it's like you say you forgot to get to the luggage rack at time at the airport to pick up your luggage. And you feel like you missed all these opportunities. You missed all these great things going on because there was that veil, that misperception, or the disconnect, or whatever it was going on. And that was that little bit of grief, that old stuff just kind of sitting around your heart, you know, that the old veil and shadow that you just shoving out the door. You like, bye. You got to turn that lock. You're like, hurry up, help me lock it up. I want to leave all that volatility behind. I want to be here, my true self. Well, the thing is Big Papa, he was telling me, Big Daddy Saturn, he was like, I was there. I've been here all along. And anytime you missed it, the remnants, I picked up those pieces and I gathered them and I made them into the gifts. I listened to your heart, not just the dreams of your mind, but what we think we want, because that can be skewed by perception, right? That can be skewed by the generation, the image that was stored on the back of our retina, on the film, on the screen, on the whatever. He's like, I've been working it. I've been working it for a long time, dividing it into this beautiful new upgrade of your body. Thank you, Big Papa. And he's been gathering it for us, okay? We didn't miss anything. Nothing missing, nothing lost. You were whole, complete, and perfect. Unified and united right now. And with that, he's stepping into, he is getting into your skirt, baby. Man or woman. People used to wear robes. They wanted to be free all down there, just like stuff loosely draped around to cover the Netherlands going on. But he's about to get up under our skirt and wake up the cosmic angle. Ooh. Divine connections, y'all. For those of you who've been leaning in, longing and waiting, you've been hearing for so long that you started to think, you were crazy, I'm crazy. I'll just set that over there. You know, I don't know what that's all about. And he's wanting to come in with this. It's been a battle for your will. But that seed is in there. That treasury, that seed is a key. It's in there and it is pure perfection. When your energy, when your child returns, your child is the key. And as you let Big Papa tell you the truth about who you are and remind you and share, return that gift of yourself to you, the divining of who you are, who's been being saved all along. The luminous one is what he's talking about. I know there's a card in this deck called Luminous Warrior, but he's like, this is the luminous warrior. The one who traveled through the night to reach the day. This is you. Shining and divining. Stepping into your divinity and receiving yourself. Because red has to do with our fate. And on the fate, there's that keyhole, that gateway, that opening of the divinity, of giving yourself divine permission to be cosmetic, to have, it's like, what is it? It's so cosmetic surgery. You having cosmetic surgery? Sign me up. Give me some cosmetic surgery and put the cosmos down on my Netherlands down there, which is very earthy, earth star connection. Makes perfect sense. If we're moving from the era of earth to the era of air, that makes absolute perfect sense. Absolute perfect sense. Can you even imagine the full cosmos living in the fullness of your body? That is what it filters and transmits through so that things quicken and move. And they agree with this toning, this tuning, this energy going on here so that your body and your mind, your feet and your head are aligned. Not just aligned, that's the purpose, is to align that. He's like, it doesn't come into what are you going to make? What are you going to do? How are you going to earn your money? He's like, It all comes from alignment. That is the recording I want you to hear in your ears. Aligning the two. How valuable that is, because it is essential to your beauty, your proliferation. It's essential to this city of delight. It's essential to this transmission that's going to come down and quicken and awaken all these portals of opportunity, because at that point, it's going to unzip the pants of your time. The pants of your time. Papa, he's saucy. Oh, don't think someone who's like all serious and stickler and a rules person is just straight-laced and boring. There's a little bit of wild up under there. I'm telling you, and Big Papa Saturn, he's very playful. Wicked sense of humor, I definitely tell you. And his mind is incredibly observant. And this is the profusion of kisses, of the earth beginning to kiss the feet, the ground that you walk on. They've been having me talk about almost worship you. And we can, you're going to be triggered, whatever. Stigma, destigmatize that word. This worship, it actually comes from the word worthship. That it's worth your time, worth your energy. You are worth it. And you're like, dang, right? I am. Sign me up for my cosmetic surgery. I'm shutting the door on this old thing. I am the key, and the key is me. And I say no to that. Getting rid of this old. She's already smiling now. She's like, yeah. Set me free. My soul, my spirit wants to fly. I want to go into my peregrine falcon. The greatest, sharpest eye on the planet. It's the peregrine falcon. So there's one card still waiting here to come along with your perfect golden key, your permission to am, to no longer be, to am, to not have to do the manifesting mind, because that's still conscious living, to am, to let everything you stored in the treasury of your earth to come up and to kiss you, to make love to your feet, to divine, to commingle, to join together, to be in resonance. To conjugate your verb, conjugate your love, honey. That's right. Ooh, it's coming quickly like lightning. The showers of blessings. I see you forming, coming out of the void right now. Stepping through the doorways of time. Not just you, some of you, it's your person. Remember, we were talking about that divine connection. And they've been telling me a lot of the ones that are, when you come, it's going to be someone with your same birth sign, which is not that common, but they're creating that dunamis, that doubling power. That's very much what he's bringing in. It's exponential, okay? And so that is part of the purpose. That's why they're tuning us to this language of love. They're tuning us to that. And it's more than just, you know, lovey-dovey and hoo-hoo, ha-ha. That type of thing. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. It's coming into the whole thing. Ooh, let me dive down deep and get that. The suns, S-U-N-S, here on earth. And also there's been prayers for the last number of years, about 6 years, that they had me praying over the S-O-N-S of the earth. We need to allow men to return. And these men have had to birth themselves and go through the excruciation of finding themselves, finding the true roots of the ancient ones, of what it's all about, bringing in that Mars, bringing in that Martian energy, bringing in some Jupiter heart, because men are at the heart. Men, I see you and I love you and thank you. Thank you for coming through such a difficult childbirth. Women, when we birth ourselves, number one, we have the space for it. Number two, we have the convention, the mechanism in which to deliver it here. We're more open to create it in that area. Men, it's a little bit of a tighter squeeze, quite painful. And you wonder, will you ever be yourself again? Yes. Yes. I see y'all coming forward. But I need y'all to know that. I need you to know you're bringing a gift and it's in your hands. Your heart is in your hands and your heart is pure delight, pure satisfaction. It is the connection. It's the highway to heaven. It's the full connection beyond what we consider the mind, which is heaven, into the cosmos, into that pure plane of enjoyment to bring down the divine union with the one. All that mystery talk, and you're like, Joy, split the deck over here. Ooh, This is the bottom of the top. We got, yeah, you're ready to nurture that. We could call this the divine devil because her breasts are all showing hers. This is you, okay? Man and woman, it doesn't matter. You're ready to nurture that. You're ready to fulfill that. This is that butterfly energy. Do you see it coming on in? So that was like the devil's mindset, the devil's advocate. It's like, are you going to keep falling for the volatility, which was being shown on the back of the creativity, the pure creative channel? Is it was blocking you and holding you up? Or are you going to allow it to dance? To dance and divine through you. Children are not limited. They are open. And they're like, purple fluffy unicorns. Okay, we'll do that. Or if they're like, man, I'm the fiercest warrior in the plane of the dragons and the dinosaurs. They're that, right? That's the soil of our heart. That's the soil here. And that's what the devil is dealing with that soil, is dealing with that old weighty energy of the earth to loft you into the air. It ain't killing the caterpillar, it's converting it, okay? So now we're going to look at the top of the bomb, and they're making me show you. Let's see the top of the bomb, bringing in the world. That whole new world, the world that we've been talking about. See the reiteration going down in here, coming on around. Let's see what we got. It wouldn't have come in with this. So it's like, doot, 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 like leapfrog coming across, coming on in. And this is the Ancient Wise One. Now, they call this a world card, but it has to do with the Wise One. All right? So the child, the returning of your energy, because when you synergize life force, youthfulness, that openness, that abundance with the control of Saturn, with that wisdom, with that understanding that Saturn understands, the one that passes all understanding, because we couldn't even conceive, right? Man, I'm sure you could not conceive birthing yourself out of your netherland, right? And you're like, oh, no, 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 joy. But there's going to come a time that we begin to birth out from our spirit, from our soul, from the center of our being, just like a pulsing wave. It just comes right on out. And that's where we create. That's where we divine and we create. That's where we overcome the greed. We overcome the need, the Lorax, you know, creating things that aren't even necessary to our joy and fulfillment. Distractions, delays, deterrents, those type of things, because that's the old nasty devil energy. And not in this card, but in the typical devil, is that's what it does. It distracts, it betrays, it takes away, it stymies, it struggles, it does all that. But the neat thing is once the butterfly comes out, that is no more. That has been left behind. You've divorced it. You've moved away from it. Now you soar in the skies. And I'm a power walker. So I'll get out there walking on this track. Those butterflies will just be flipping right on by me. They are so fast. These magnificent flying solar panels, how outrageous. Okay. So with all that, I want to get a credit card to pack you up and send you out of here to wrap up your week with a love kiss, with a little blessing. Two of them. What have we got to say? They come together, but we were talking about those divine partnerships coming on in, right? That plasma energy and it's teething and jump on in is about you're able to eat now. You're able to bite into this, to sink your teeth in. You're seeing this whole new world. You're understanding some of it, at least in your soul, right? And in your spirit, which is the animation of your mind, body, and soul. It's kind of pumping, the heart's pumping, the blood is moving. Some of this is moving on through there. And it's fluxing you forward into stability. Remember, we start with the 4 cards, okay? So don't worry, don't fret. You've already agreed. I saw it here. Whatever it is for your journey, for yourself, that brings you into the land of impossible dreams. That's why you got to step into your am-neos, your am. I am possible. Yes, you are. Hey, leave me comments down below. Give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, save it to a playlist, do something, because as you move and touch those buttons, YouTube starts to move and send this out to other people who have no clue about this and they're searching. All right. I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.